Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And today, I think we have a couple of really interesting topics as, well, it's been quite a controversial day for crypto. I mean, if you take a look at the board right now, most things are going down. We're definitely seeing a little bit of a wipeout in the crypto market, even though it's not the negative percentages that we are really dreadful of, like the -20, -30. Today is a little bit of a negative day, but we're close to the -6 as like a base. Ethereum is down 5%, BNB down 3%, Solana down 6%, XRP down 7%. And that's basically what the board is doing a little bit. Almost every single crypto, except for Near, Atom, and Filecoin, are going down though. And it's it's kind of peculiar to watch because whenever I see this stuff, I think buy. And if we're being honest, if we're looking at the RSI here, we're coming right back down. And for Bitcoin specifically, it is almost going back into buying territory. As you guys know, I am buying Bitcoin a little bit above $46.3 thousand. And for XRP, I think buying at 77 cents is a very freaking juicy spot. I've actually shown you guys this a couple of times over on Bybit as well, the place/point where I'd like to be buying at. You can see our trade on XRP is not doing so good, and to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if keeping this long position open is the best of ideas, as we came right back into our, I guess, supply, I'm going to say demand now turns supply zone, touched a little level below here. You can see actually, you can clearly see here what level we touched, right? You can see once, twice, third time, fourth time, and now a fifth time we're coming back to that area for a fifth little bounce before actually getting back into the, I guess, supply zone here for XRP at that point. Before right now, potentially touching it. We're going to see how that's going to be falling. But as I've said before, about 77 cents to be exact, it's about... Yes, no, it's exactly 77 cents is my little buy area for XRP. If we do get back to that area, guys, I will be buying, and I'll be buying a freaking chunk. Then again, I do believe that XRP is still a pretty juicy investment from a, I guess, a broader perspective. Even though the board is correcting, I see it as a positive thing. Now, in regards to our day, it's been pretty good. I mean, we made a good sum of money today. We actually had two different launches which went through, Really Metaverse and Meta VPad, both in the Metaverse realm, which is pretty interesting. So our Meta VPad went from 0.001 to about 40 cents. And by the way, guys, wait a minute. XRP, oh wait, we just got a lawsuit update. So I'm actually going to have to, I'm going to have to make another, oh wait, my light also turned off in my room. What's going on? So I actually have to record this video and then publish it later because I see this breaking news right now. So I'll finish the recording for all my news, but then I'll still, I'll most likely post this video after I've done that video. So sorry for you. But I wanted to say our coin, our Meta VPAT went from 0.001 to 40 cents, meaning we basically turned our money times 400. Let's say we bought $100 worth, turned into $40,000 in total, which is pretty damn nice. The maximum it went to was about $1.20 or so, which is a $1.30 even, which is 1,300 times our money. However, of course, as I've shown you guys in my different videos, it is not as simple to just buy as much money worth as you want, but still, it's been a pretty good day. We cannot complain about this one. And then the other one, which we bought $500 worth of, that was the maximum. All you had to do to get this, by the way, is make sure you go down below to the description. Make yourself an account over on Bybit. And if you use the link down below, guys, right now is the biggest bonus ever. It is $4,100 in total. It says $3,000, but if you use the link down below, you'll get $3.5 thousand at maximum, plus a couple of additional bonuses that you can get. $4,100 in total, the highest it has ever been on any exchange in the world. So I'm telling you guys, if you're into trading and you're not making yourself an account right now, you're wasting, partially also because you'll get to buy these tokens at $1. I literally showed you guys all how to get yourself this token at maximum $500 worth at $1. And since it went to about $18, you guys can already understand. Any single person could have turned their $500 times 17.5. Now, is this really cheap? It depends, because to get $500 worth of this token, it still requires a little bit of BIT to hold, because that's all you need to do. All you need to do is hold BIT. But it's possible, though. It's possible for every single person. You know the steps. It is very simple. So that's a pretty nice, I guess, $9,000 we made on that one today as well. But let's go on with a little bit of news, huh? So I was actually asking you guys who's awake because I find it interesting. Last couple of days, the XP community has been a little bit on the low. And that's, guys, why I'm asking you all to press the like button on this video right now if you're watching and enjoying this. I just want to see how many people are actually excited about the stuff that we post on this channel. So let's just show a little bit of appreciation or some support. Let's get that like button up there. I want to see how many people are actually enjoying this stuff and actually watching this. They're not like freaking robots, you know? All right, having said that, today was actually a pretty big dip on the stock market for a little bit. But it ended the day quite positively. You can see here along the board here, it's not too good, not too bad. And I think for a good part here, it has to do with a couple of these things. First of all, the Fed, obviously. Fed is expected to speed up end of bond buying and signal interest rate hikes are coming. We just got some results on that. As I told you all, Friday is a very scary day. Then again, also, highest U.S. inflation in nearly 40 years will force the Federal Reserve's hand a little bit prior. And then, like we saw a couple of days ago, Powell's fourth major shift raises questions about the Fed's policy credibility. There's so many questions right now. Everybody along the board is talking about the Fed. It is a really big deal. And one thing to kind of note here, guys, is this right here. Analysts say Bitcoin's open interest wipeout will give way to further upside. It talks a little bit about the drop to 42,000 from before. It obliterated its open interest and liquidated a large swath of leveraged traders. But analysts say OI resets, open interest, resets typically provide great buying opportunities. And so since we got one of the biggest resets just a little while ago here, a couple of days ago, people are saying, well, right now, the market is just kind of finding itself again. And because of all these Fed decisions, people are uncertain what to go for. And so very often out of fear, out of uncertainty, they take some of the money out. Now, as you guys have most likely seen, today was also another pretty interesting drop in the open interest, but not as significant as many people would have expected. So from that perspective, I'm also thinking here, man, the drop today was basically to take out all the money that was still kind of stuck in limbo a couple of days ago. And even though it's still not as heavy as people expected, maybe that's exactly the purpose of this all. It is literally the previous crash plus this one that make it whole. And what I'm talking about, guys, is when we're talking about open interest, it's basically how much people are speculating without thinking too much. Let's put it like that. They're speculating too much. Instead of putting actual money to use, they're using open interest. So they're basically, let's say like this, it basically shows how over leveraged people are. Let's put it like that. And so if it gets a big crash, you understand, hey, people are got the sense knocked back into them. So from here on forward, we're going to have more real price instead of like manipulation by people gambling, so to speak, right? Then again, the fact that it didn't crash as much, even though the Bitcoin price went down like 25% or so, is really peculiar. And so that brought up the question of, hey, there should be another little shakeout happening in the near future. And that's most likely what we're seeing right now, this little shakeout. And I told you guys all, Friday is going to be a really interesting day for those two specific reasons. So the Fed and this open interest. Now, I also noticed there's actually a couple of things happening on the law regard or law part of things. I mean, I just saw this little announcement from Coinbase. No high DeFi yield for US and customers. Coinbase allows global users to earn interest on DAI via Compound, though. So even though Coinbase on their own, I guess, are not launching a little interest program like Binance can do and a couple of other places can do, they are, I guess, making a couple of steps for earning interest on DAI. Then again, not in the US, as of course, when we saw them trying to do it over in the US, they got a nice little subpoena on their asses from the SEC. Crypto exchange Coinbase has launched a high DeFi yield product for its global users except in the US. Quote, we are making DeFi more accessible, enabling eligible customers in more than 70 countries to access the attractive yields of DeFi lending on their DAI with no fees, lockups, or setup hassle, Coinbase said in a prepared statement. This means Coinbase users will now be able to earn interest on their crypto holdings through decentralized finance, starting with the stablecoin DAI, which will be deposited with Compound protocol. Quote, this is an important milestone for the industry, demonstrating what major on-ramps to DeFi will look like, said Robert Leshner, founder of Compound Finance. So this is for them a really, really big thumbs up. And right now, the yield is actually relatively low. It's between 3 to 5% or so along those lines. I think it might even be lower in the near future here. Then again, it is a concept that many people are not really too aware of. And it's from the perspective that it's actually way higher than ever saving money. And so if you're literally saving money over on Coinbase and you can get like a 2, 3, 5% return on that per year, you're still doing way better than keeping it on like a bank or something along the sorts. So from that perspective, Coinbase is making the right direction. Okay, not exactly sure what happened right there. I want to say Coinbase is going into the right direction by getting this done, as I do think there's quite a lot of appeal for it, and I think the people will like it. I think it's a very good thing for the adoption of crypto, specifically because Coinbase, one of the biggest ones, stepping into DeFi like that and allowing it for some users. It's big steps that we're making. So I'm definitely a big fan of that. All right, guys, but that was it for today's little crypto update here regarding the markets. It's been really interesting. I recommend you all to read up a little bit more about what the Fed is doing. I've already shown you guys multiple different pieces, but it's not as simple as like a 1, 2, 3, because at the end of the day, even though we have all the information about what the Fed's decisions are or what they're thinking, it's pretty hard still to actually give you guys the different scenarios for what's happening to crypto in regards to their decisions. Because let's say, for example, the inflation is ridiculously high. So for crypto, in theory, that should be a really bullish thing. But the stocks can actually reflect that in a negative way. So here, the Fed is expected to speed up at the end of bond buying, and signal interest rate hikes are coming. So an interest rate hike, we can actually kind of connect this through a couple of different times. Interest rate hikes can be very bullish things. They can be very negative things. It really depends. It really depends on so many factors. It depends on so many different things, which is why I'm telling you guys all this time. We know these dates will be important, like for example today, but at the end of the time, we don't know what the exact consequence is going to be. And even though I would really like to point everything out for you, I really would. I don't know what I don't know. I can't tell you what I don't know. The Fed Reserve holds its 2-day meeting on December 14th, 15th. Central Bank is expected to discuss speeding up the wind down of its bond buying program. If the Fed decides to taper its bond purchases more quickly, it could also begin to raise interest rates faster. Investors will be closely watching for the Fed's new interest rate forecasts. There is some important data in the week ahead, including producer price inflation on Tuesday. The retail sales report is out on Wednesday, and industrial production will be released on Thursday. And so since logically these things have an effect on the price of stocks, I mean, we just gotta watch this as best as we can, right? We just gotta keep watching this as best as we possibly can. And now I also got a couple of notifications today from articles that are saying the U.S. inflation rose to 6.8% in 2021, the highest increase since 1982. Obviously, the last couple of hours, people are talking about that across the board, which again might have some effect over on the dollar, which might again have an effect over on crypto. It could all be. We're gonna see, guys. Next couple of weeks will be really extremely important as we're having so many macro factors. Let us watch this. Let us watch it really closely, and I would say keep it a little bit down with the crazier trades with too high of a leverage. But as I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna just keep buying the lower we go, and you guys know my price targets for where I'm gonna be buying into. And of course, guys, I have my different little active buying spots open as well. I'll be extending this though, my little arsenal of different places that I'd like to buy at. I think it's going to be a really, really smart decision though. But yeah, that was it for today's little video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Right now we're coming back for my XRP price targets. Ooh, let's see how this is going to flow. We can actually get a little, like a fifth little point of support here, or we're going to breach through and most likely come back right back down. Let's see. All right, but this area we would buy at. I don't think I would actually invest a lot of money here. It's theoretically speaking, from a trader perspective, a really good point to actually buy in here with a stop loss. But if we're looking at such a negative board here, it's a little bit of a riskier trade. Specifically, as I just said, when things are in a little bit of a difficult position. But again, you guys do what you please. It might work out really prosperously, really well. I'm just going to be buying once we get to this area. I'll be buying a good amount of coins. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button. I always try to help out people. Make sure you join Telegram or Discord if you like to talk more with all the freaking people in the crypto space. And we're dipping through, guys. I think we're going to fall back, but let us see this. It's going to be really interesting to see. What if we just bounce back, huh? What if we just keep falling down? If that scenario happens, guys, you already know. We can't really go worse than what we saw right here, but that's why we have different orders open to buy our way down, basically. That's going to be the strategy for right now, as there's going to be one point at which we cannot dip lower, specifically for XRP since they already got sued. That's like a good base price, but that's, again, just my own opinion. All right, I got to end it off here. Otherwise, I'm going to keep blabbering. You guys say, keep it to the point, so I try.